On this first problem, we are determining whether the ordered pairs are solutions. We have to plug the x and y from the ordered pair into both equations. So first I'm going to do the point -2, -1. If I plug that into the first equation, we have -2 plus 2 times -1, and we want to know if that will indeed equal the -4. So that is -4 times -1, which this actually equals +4, not -4. That is a false statement. So no, that point does not work in that first equation. You can stop right there. If it doesn't work in one of them, it's not a solution to the system. Now let's try the point 4, -4. So I'm going to plug in 4 into the x plus 2 times -4, or sorry, 2 times 4. Oh, goodness, I'm getting myself all screwed up. It might help if I actually wrote this down. 2x plus y equals 4. So we're putting the 4 in there, and we're putting the -4 in there. So 2 times 4 plus a -4, we want to see if that does indeed equal 4. This is 8. On the left side, I get 4. That does equal 4. That works. Now I'm going to plug that point into, I guess I plugged it into the bottom one first, didn't I? Oh well. Plug it into the top one. X plus 2y equals -4. So 4 plus 2 times -4. We're going to see if that equals the -4 of that equation. 4 plus -8. We get -4 on the left. That does equal the -4 on the right. Yes, that works. So that point worked in the bottom equation. It also worked in the top equation. So it is a solution to the system. Next, we're looking at inequalities. And if you wanted to, you could graph these two inequalities and then see if these points are solutions, or you can plug them in. So I'm going to rewrite them up here because when I'm writing on the screen, my hand blocks that equation and makes it kind of difficult. So here's the inequality that we're plugging the points into. If I plug in the point 4, 5, okay, we do 4 plus 5, and we're checking to see if that's bigger than 5. 9 is bigger than 5, so it works for the top inequality. 4 minus 3 times 5, 4 minus 15. I don't even know what this is, but I know that it's a negative number, and I know that a negative number is going to be less than 0. It does work. So yes, that point is a solution to the inequality. Next, let's check the point 3, -1. So check it in the top. 3 plus a -1. That would be 2. Is 2 bigger than 5? No, it is not. It doesn't work in the top inequality, so it's not a solution to the system. Now we'll check 0, 5. 0 plus 5, see if that's bigger than 5. This one's a little bit tricky, but 5 is not bigger than 5. 5 is equal to 5, so no, it does not work in the top inequality. It is not a solution. Now, sometimes what might happen is it will work in the first inequality, but it won't work in the second inequality, and in that case, it is not a solution. It has to work in both inequalities. Okay, notice it says right here at the top, there are two parts to this question. After you graph, remember to state the solution in part B. So if you scroll down on this problem, there is a part B hidden down below the graph. What is the solution to the system? Okay. So to graph on this ordered pair, you click which of these two lines you'd like to graph, and then you move the points to create the line. So the first one doesn't really require any work. Y equals 2 is a horizontal line. So I'm going to grab one of these points, and it's doing something kind of funky. I'm going to take one of these points and put it at 2. I'll take the other point and move it to make a horizontal line. Even if it moves kind of funky like that, as long as your 2 points are creating a horizontal line, you're good to go. Now, the equation -3x plus y equals -1 is not currently ready to graph. We need to add 3x to both sides. So we have y equals 3x minus 1. So next we click on this green one. And see, these points are kind of funky. I don't know why it's doing this. Hopefully it won't do this on the test. But you put one of the points at the y-intercept -1. The other point, you're going to use a slope of 3. So up 3 over 1, and that forms that line. Now you can see that where those 2 points meet is the point 1, 2. 1 unit to the right, 2 units up. So then down here, what is the solution? 1, 2. Solve the system of equations. You can solve this using whatever method you prefer. This system is set up really nicely for substitution or elimination. Personally, I prefer elimination, so I'm going to solve this using elimination. If you prefer substitution and you need help with it, just email me that or message me that in Schoology, and I'll record a quick video on how to do this with substitution if that's what you prefer. So if I'm doing this by elimination, I want to multiply the top equation by -3. So my new top equation is -3x plus a -3y equals -6. My original bottom equation stays the same. You might notice something funny here. We end up with 0 plus 0 equals 0. Does 0 equal 0? Yes, it does. If that is a true statement, your answer is infinitely many solutions. If we had gotten 0 plus 0 equals something else, like 7 or 12 or whatever, then it would be no solutions. So if both of these variables cancel and you're left with a true statement, it's many solutions. If you had been left with 0 plus 0 equals 7 or something like that, 0 does not equal 7, that would be a no solutions situation. Okay, solve the system of equations, and notice it says when you're finished with this problem, click the paper clip in the top left corner and attach a picture of your work. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Solve the system of equations. This one is set up perfectly for substitution. So 5, instead of this x, I'm going to put the 4y plus 19 in parentheses. And then I'm going to continue with minus 3y equals 10. 5 times 4y is 20y. 5 times 19 is 95. Combine like terms here, I get 17y plus 95 equals 10. I'm going to subtract 95 on both sides. And if you're doing this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, 95, that's like a huge number, I must be doing something wrong. You aren't. Just keep going. We divide both sides by 17, and we end up with y equals -5. So I now know that my y value is -5. When you're typing in negatives, don't put any spaces. Just type the minus button and then 5 and then be done. Now we'll use that equation x equals 4y plus 19, and we'll plug that -5 in. 4 times -5 plus 19, that would be -20 plus 19, which is -1. So x equals -1. And again, minus sign, 1, no spaces, no funny business. Okay, it says to click the paperclip in the top left corner and attach a picture of your work. When you click this paperclip, it's going to, if you've never used your camera before, say EdSite wants to use your camera, you allow it. And then, hi. Right now I've got this sitting on my desk, so it's showing you my lovely ceiling right above me. But you would click the Take Picture button. And then you might notice that that picture now isn't changing. So then you would click Attach to Question, and it will attach that picture that I took. So when you go to take that picture, I'm actually going to trash that one. Back to webcam. So you would hold whatever work you did in front of your camera and snap a picture and then attach that. Something we noticed today is once you click that thing, it does turn your webcam on. So that little light next to your webcam is going to stay on. That is okay. It's not actively recording you. And it kind of looks funny because like in the tab up at the top, it's got like a little red thing like, hey, I'm recording you. Don't worry about it. It is not actually recording you. It's just turned your camera on so that you can take a picture of your work and attach it. So if you wanted to, after you've attached the problem or attached that work and done this problem and moved on to the next problem, if you wanted to refresh your page, you could. After you've gone on to the next problem, EdSite does save your work. So it has saved your work. You can refresh the page if you want the camera to then turn off. So if that little light saying, hey, your camera's on, if that freaks you out, go to the next question, reload the page, and then you should be fine. But there are a couple questions that ask you to attach your work. Okay, this one, we need to solve this system. This one, I think elimination is going to work the best. And I think that 5 and 2 are going to be my goal. I want this to be 10x and negative 10x. So to achieve that, we're going to multiply the top by 2, and we're going to multiply the bottom by negative 5. So 2 times 5x, that's my 10x. 2 times 4y is 8y. 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. This next one would be negative 15y and negative 25. Okay. I add these together and I get negative 7y equals negative 21, which means y equals 3. So I now know that my y value is 3. You can choose either equation to plug this back into. I am going to pick 2x plus 3y equals 5. So 2x plus 3 times 3 equals 5. Subtract 9 on both sides. That gives me 2x equals negative 4, which means that x equals negative 2. And again, no funny business with the negatives. Minus sign, 2, that's it. No spaces, no weird stuff. It again says attach a copy of your work. So you'd click that little thing. It would pull up the camera. Hi, hello. You would hold your picture in front of the camera, take the picture, and then you would click the green attach to question, and it attaches that question to my work, and then we'd be good to go. So I could then close that window. And notice it says you've attached one thing to that question. So that's good to know. You can check to make sure that it actually has attached. Here's the last one that you need to show your work on. So this time, I think my goal is going to be to get my y's to eliminate. You could also do this one by substitution. So if you prefer substitution, do substitution. I'm going to multiply the top by negative 2. So I will have negative 4x plus negative 2y equals negative 10. My original bottom equation has not changed. When I add them together, I get negative 1x equals negative 9. So x equals 9. Then I would choose an equation. I'm going to choose 2x plus y equals 5. So 2 times 9. 2 times 9 is 18. And I know I'm going really fast. You can always pause, slow down. I end up getting y equals negative 13. Again, click the little thing, hold your work up so I can see what you did. Take the picture, attach it to the question, and it shows, okay, I'm a little close, and it shows that I attached one thing to that problem. Okay, the rest of this review, numbers 8, 9, and 10, are going to be on video number 2. So this is video number 1. Go to video number 2, and I will fully go through numbers 8, 9, and 10.